following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Okay.
Now that we'll suck.
Right, so the date auction goes on for a little bit longer. There's a few more entrants. You can have an opportunity here to throw anyone else under the bus you forgot about or I wasn't listening to.
I don't think there was anyone else I wanted to throw under this particular bus.
I can't even remember who bought the gamer.
Empress.
Empress bought gamer.
Oh, good.
Whoever bought Soviet was seemingly deliberately...
Anyway, so it's after the event. It's after the event, and the setup staff are, that means you, whore, are breaking down chairs and getting set up for tomorrow to reduce the amount of setup time you need in the morning because people be really impatient to get in there to get to their booths so they could buy stuff.
Hogs.
Right. Remember, you included those in my world.
I've seen them called flips as well.
Well, you're wrong. You haven't. People are milling around. There's lots of joking going on between various people based on the hilariously low numbers some people drew down, or the ridiculously, or those of them who were just too cowardly to go up there. It was for a good fucking cause.
Wait, so how did I get volunteered?
It wasn't me. Look at River.
Nah. It's good for you.
Is it?
Not when you have to buy yourself for $10.
Oh, it was a cheap not having to hang out with anyone.
Kind of defeats the whole purpose, though. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to spend time with a bearded old cripple who juggles balls and clearly tries too hard. Oh, I didn't think this through.
No.
Well, this one goes up on the river fucked up column.
I'm sure you would have brought in a much greater
I'll
number
remember that.
were you not disguised.
Damn you. There's one in there now.
Presumably. Well, no one has any plans after the event.
I
was going to try and sneak onto the bus that guitar guy was... sneak back to wherever the fuck they go every night. I mean, someone with a hat like that's got to have things to hide.
What?
Never mind. I'll just be gone for a little bit. Have fun.
Do you think it's wise?
No. Yeah.
Right, I'm off. I'll catch you later.
You showed up for that. Good job, Stephen.
Well, I was thinking,
Uh-oh.
since we may be heading back soon, that we could gather up and chat, all of us.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably catch up. I suppose we'll have to wait for Svetlana.
I'm seeing a lot of standing around and talking to your friends and not a lot of chairs raging.
That's why I haven't said anything, because she's actually not talking with her friends and is doing...
I will assist in the pack job so we can move out faster.
Gene stealers bother a lot of people.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so.
They're a pesky nuisance.
It's a slight one.
Just have this can of repellent, you're like, no!
Hey, so Wakan runs off to help pack down faster.
I swear,
set up.
no doubt what
And set
happened today we're going to see a repeat of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
It was
Like
odd.
that raptors.
There's a bit of a problem. Some of the nerdlingers in the third room are they're like, no, we can't leave yet. We haven't finished our game. And so Soviet is, you're going to have to deal with that or something. I don't know. They're just not moving because they have to finish their fucking little card game for losers.
Wait, what are they playing?
join in.
Tragical gathering.
If it's early enough, you might be able to jump in. Fucking
just-
crush the
just
real
kill
time.
Tom, could you do something to make this go faster?
I'll go.
Sure!
Yeah. Same thing, actually.
I recently got him enough points to pick up Bomber DX. Now he could just make a large city block explode for no reason.
For no
It's
reason.
very cheap.
Yeah. It's just area with a multiplier.
It's never no reason.
If
Yeah,
all
because
reason.
it's symbolism. He was mad.
Naruto was hit a thing for about 10 billion damage, the system's got you covered.
Oh, yeah. I also picked up the Cosmic Scale ship, which just pushes the boat out even further. Turns out I needed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fine, satellite lasers are pretty cheap.
No, they're not.
Oh.
Yeah, I've house ruled that.
Oh. Savage.
Heinemann. Your move. Right, so yeah, you guys were doing?
I'll head over to the card table.
Alright.
How far through the game do they seem to be?
They're just drawn?
They just shuffled up.
Yeah.
Well, then, no, that's not an actually reasonable excuse. No,
No, because we've already played the first one. We have to do the other two.
It'll be faster if he just destroys them.
You know, it isn't exactly reasonable to stop the convention from ending just so you can start shuffling up.
Too late. He's dropped land.
That's not you. You can't just play through the warning of you need to pack up.
Well, the
pretend
sign
it's fine.
says unlimited play.
I believe there's an asterisk.
No, there isn't.
Isn't there?
No.
Is there not?
Because this is a poorly organised convention that hasn't quite worked out all the things you need to do.
Well, maybe. But that doesn't mean they can't pack up the tables.
Oh, we play on.
The ground.
With my cards.
Maybe go somewhere else then.
But the sign says... Well, so who the fuck even are you?
I've been asked by
It's Gandalf.
Tom Maryland.
You should just go by Gandalf. It's a better name.
That's not who he is. Doesn't work that way.
Turn light off the room. Still beat them. They'll run out zone.
He uses his 1,000-fold moron to just slice their dicks in half.
Wakan, can you pack up this table?
Judge Dredd will walk over. Your existence here is a crime. Move on or pack up. Move on or suffer punishment. I rolled a 19 in my persuasion or intimidation.
Yeah, fine. They pack up their cards. This is one of his many dicks in this long box. He's like, hey, wait a minute. Where did my Urza's deck go? It's gotta be around here somewhere. He'll head under the table to look for it.
I'll make like a quick perception check to see if his deck's been left somewhere in the hall or something.
Turn light back on for them.
But we can complain now.
He's still packing up the table! 27.
You don't see it anywhere.
I mean, how much stuff is there even around?
Like tons.
Okay.
Like tables. People are.
No, but I mean, as far as just like
Like
cards and bags and
sleeved
stuff.
decks. How many
Yeah.
are lying around? You know what I mean? Like,
You can't see through objects, and you haven't moved.
I'll move around. I'll walk around the room.
So
and
you're
have a quick
taking the half hour it would take you to navigate this maelstrom of activity with your crippled leg.
look. It takes half an hour.
I mean, I'm
I
exaggerating.
thought there
but
was
they
only
push.
us and those nerds here. What
Yeah.
else
and
are there?
people packing up
Oh.
tables in it. Like you've got workers, mostly Mexicans.
Yeah, I mean, I'll like.
Yeah, you don't find it.
Yeah. Well, once I don't find it, I'll come back to the table.
Is he still under it, or is he like...
No, he's come back out now and he's complaining heavily to the manager.
Which is liable.
Yeah. Yeah, we can check lost and found, I guess. No one would turn it into lost and found. It is too awesome and valuable. I would take it and use it against me. Of course. Let's check it anyway, shall we?
Well, that seems to be resolved.
Was there anyone else that was missing decks?
They were the last two here.
I didn't hear from anyone else.
I think they would still be around if they were still looking.
I happen to know there is at least one person with a missing deck.
Oh?
Yeah, it's you. But you just haven't noticed.
How would I not notice?
Because most people don't notice a familiar something just suddenly not there until they feel an impetus to check, which you haven't got.
Right.
He probably just wasn't paying attention and some bitter rival stole it.
That can happen at this event. Means
Hang
that
on
it's
a minute.
poorly
I also need
organized.
to remind everyone that in my universe, they're more like they are in like a Yu-Gi-Oh show where there's only certain numbers of cards. So it's like someone else shows up with a full Urza's deck, everyone's going to be like, well, that's just his deck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the odds that you have one of the other 3 cards of that are ridiculously tiny. It's not like you're some kind of rich billionaire who obsessively assembles all of the Blue Eyes White Dragons, for example. Though I realise that's not the same game, but...
Well, I mean, there's poor organisation, and then there's people not taking care of their stuff and just leaving it around where somebody can take it.
Sure. The other thing is, if his deck is as... Not that I believe him, but is as powerful as he claims it is, then... If someone shows up with it, you'll know.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of those cards.
Maybe keep out an eye out tomorrow during the... I mean, this place is going to be running all day, but...
Now I don't have to do the setup for that. Yes, Wednesday's becoming lighter. Lighter!
Let's also go!
Let's go play frisbee golf.
Boggers.
Social traps.
At the frisbee golf?
Yeah.
Always.
Why wouldn't you put fucking traps?
I never search for traps when I play frisbee golf.
Oh, fuck.
Right. Do not put precious gemstone dice through towers like this. It breaks them.
I mean,
Do you have something that would depict this particular card that he named his deck for, so we could look for it as well?
Well, no. Or as it refers to a character that's on a bunch of cards. I could hazard a guess, but...
So we would require some
I
kind of
happen to know
list.
someone who has a ton of Urza's cards,
Mm-hmm.
which he just keeps in a little box and won't let me use.
I've talked to stores that you just like... I'm like, yeah, I have a friend that just has a couple of workshops he just has in a box. And they're like, that's a crime. they're like, it's not even the money. It's that there are so few of those cards in existence that like holding on to them for no reason is like really rough.
I mean, your box is probably worth a couple grand. Easy.
No, workshop is worth 3.
Yeah.
Don't tell the wife.
Oh no, she'll just sell them and buy pop vinyl.
is it called Retirement Fund?
It's called enjoying having something.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, all the cards that like Steve, like workshop, transmute artifact, power artifact, the expensive cards are all reserved, so they cannot ever be reprinted.
Until they decide that they're going to do that anyway.
That doesn't seem to.
It will, give it time.
No,
Even then, most of the time,
Especially once they sell the company.
The reprint is never
the
worth
first edition. Like, you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing.
Anyway. I mean, I could sit here and talk about reserved magic cards of men's fashion with you all day, but...
Real man pants. Full stop. Fashion solved.
It's like, fuck your Die Hard reference, man pants.
Vadimir's fashion.
Yeah.
I think Lai will do enough. We'll do as much as can be done tonight, and then it can be looked into tomorrow, if not resolved.
Of course.
I'll try and do more passes through this region tomorrow if I can.
Yeah, but don't you have the judges people? Do you have
I
judges?
mean, obviously you
They
have
have
your tournament judges, and referees all know that there's a whole a so-called by that time he will have gone through the card list of things that are in it to Lyle, so they'll be on the lookout for like
There's a check-in
yeah.
for tournaments anyway. So they have
But like for tournaments and that, I believe you have to register your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd be
The
looking.
tournament was so popular, we're going to do another one.
I won't say that actually now. I'll say it tomorrow when we're actually doing the investigation.
Right, so Soviet and Wakan Night Horse, also known as Chiefum.
Judge, break everything.
Chief Judge everything?
Chief Judge everything.
Nice.
Impersonating a chief judge, huh? Street judge? I don't see the double eagles on you.
Tomahawk gavel, hiya!
You ever seen the chief judge's gavel?
No.
The thing's a fucking weapon of mass
It's
destruction.
huge.
Yeah, it is. It is ridiculous. Anyway, so
Yeah,
yeah.
so finish.
Reset
And
up.
then... If,
The toilet cleaning staff finally trudge out, take off their poo-splattered hazmat suits.
Yeah.
and then I'm assuming Thomas is still around, so I'll...
Well, where was he
We're
going to
gonna
run off to?
run.
Very slowly.
We're just going to hobble off to... I'll approach and I'll be like, sorry, we didn't get a chance to talk because all that stuff happened.
No. Well, I thought we could all have a bit of a catch-up tonight, if you didn't have anything else.
Sure.
The streets have been awfully quiet lately.
You know, it's past midnight, right?
Oh, okay.
20 minutes and 2 hours.
We're used to being forced to stay up late anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid time at the moment.
How come?
You're avoiding home? Let me guess, you had the house to yourself for a few days there, and now you don't anymore?
We can't talk about this stuff here.
And let's go back to your place.
Is it Thomas's
That'll be
place?
cool, poggers.
I have a...
Oh, I'm not just going to have that character disappear for no reason. I don't have to play it out. Just if I'm editing this and I'm not feeling lazy, put a Galloping Grid right there. Now watch as there's no news.
I actually have an apartment somewhere close to here. We can head to it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You arrive, there's garbage bags piled up in the corners of this apartment building as you go up the stairs. There's like a couple of Druddick addicts passed out. There's the occasional broken needle. There's strange liquid stains and graffiti all over the walls. You pass by one place, the door opens a crack as a timid old woman peeks out, afraid that it might be another gangland shooting. You arrive at door 202, your door. You open up and inside is a surprisingly fabulous apartment. It's like polished wood floors.
This is a cyberpunk.
It's a reference to cyberpunk. How like, oh, we are the richest kings of the world and we have these fabulous apartments, and immediately outside it's a slum. What? Why don't you live in one of the good buildings then? Please fucking hell, why?
Interesting contrast.
Yeah, well, that makes a good place to hide.
Inside. There's like a table.
No chairs.
Oh.
though.
I say I look for a place to sit.
It's a bunch of wheelchairs.
I would offer you something to eat, but I think there's just canned food.
I mean, that's
I'm fine.
better than...
Bit of the FUD.
Yeah.
Alright.
Doing a cooking roll to make some fucking
Some beans.
20.
You adequately put some beams together. It doesn't catch fire this time.
This time.
Oh, Baines, I have missed you.
Sploop.
At least he's efficient at cleaning the food off of himself as well.
Yeah, it's like, how does he didn't get any bean juice on his fur. How do you do that?
The questions
So
are silenced
cute.
with cuteness.
He's so cute.
No suspicion.
I'm surprised that rabbit lasted this long.
Oh, yeah.
Post-saving.
He has actually eaten the poisoned fud a couple of times. It somehow has survived. When most people die, like, straight away.
I looked into regular FUD, and it's just mostly sawdust.
Yes.
Not surprising.
Tastes like it.
Although, people are going to start dying on it in a couple of months. It can actually sustain you for longer than 6 months or so.
Unknown horizons. Peer through the mist, and we'll be shattered, but alive.
What?
John's
The military have got this thing called porgs that they're supplying.
That's porgs.
Porgers.
What are porgs?
It's a meat substitute. It wasn't actually that bad.
Well, it actually tasted decent.
It was good.
Oh, it's actually good.
Yeah.
Not just...
No. When I was being looked after on the military base, they served us that, and it was good.
Maybe some hope coming.
So what did you want to talk about, Thomas?
Well, I just kind of want to see how things were going in my absence, really. I did get a briefing from Xander on some particularly unpleasant things, but...
Like the rape dungeon?
I didn't go that far, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
What about, you said, nerd murders? You didn't call me up on that one.
That was... I feel bad for you in particular with that one, Xander, because I know you have some personal friends who got caught up in that.
Many killed, many arrested.
It was basically mind control of nerds through some computer program.
All of us did something.
So there are friends of Xander's out there from game night and stuff who, unknown to them, were going out there and killing people.
Right.
Stealing technology, destroying every ounce of technology related to cybernetics.
Yeah, even the Spire got attacked.
Cyber, Pterodino, anything that had anything to do with cybernetics is all over the world.
On top of just some regular violence that started the whole thing.
I think only the US military managed to make it through without somebody
There's a
invading
reason.
them.
There's
So.
a reason for that. I may have upped their security slightly.
Well, I mean, at least that means...
But if you were being
someone's
controlled...
They may not. All that might be what I'd done. Again, this is by the Screenslaver, who was a subsidy of
Senator Clinton.
Who turned into a snake.
allegedly.
Well, no, that
It
happened.
happened.
That happened.
With their little crown.
The Serpent Crown.
I don't know.
I wonder if she is also a skinwalker.
Looks like I'm due a raise then.
Did you tell...
Ever say that? Exact same thing.
Xander tell you about his Minuteman friend?
No.
Of course he doesn't.
I was held back wind. Venom cuts deep, weakens us, hiding in a plain sight.
Oh, what about the aliens? Did he tell you about how we rescued?
Oh, you rescued the
alien?
aliens?
Yeah. Locals were just hunting them down with shotguns and trying to kill them.
Why? And why is the Cold Rocks Post still allowed to continue to report the news after that catastrophe?
That's not the only one. They also that's why Miranda was captured. Was because the Post outed her
While she was undercover.
while she was undercover. I've got
The Post has literally been guilty of treason.
yeah, not just literal. Just it's just been awful.
It's fair to say they've whipped up more chaos than most supervillains in the time you've been away.
And the Grand Alliance against the Imperium. Any progress on that? You must have talked to
Aside
Ultra
from
about
getting
it.
the aliens involved and trying to help,
What do they think?
They need to.
I think we're fucked.
I've got all this data about we actually managed to decode the message. Yeah, if we can't get in contact with them to tell them that we're too small to be destroyed, we're fucked. There's actually a bomb sitting by the sun waiting.
To detonate the sun.
Yes.
On top of it all, we also had to deal with interdimensional aliens attacking us.
That was enjoyable.
Working for the government was an odd experience.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I
Mr.
suppose we're
X
not
got
really
us
supposed
that
to
gig.
tell you, but you are on the team, so
So I'll tell you that verbatim, but obviously,
the message is that the message we decoded.
yeah. Since I would have remembered it.
Right. And what do Valen and Valeria think they can do?
They think they can talk to the general that's running it and just tell them that we're not worth attacking.
Oh,
So
so
in field heights, mighty stones pass it unseen, quivering yet praise.
But we would still need a way of getting them off of Earth.
So because the first person they encountered was Ultra Girl, they assumed that everyone on Earth was on that level.
They
Well,
thought
Okay.
it wasn't just that. It was because she
It was the
had
bomb.
the bomb.
And on that note, Ultra Girl would be considered in the galaxy about this much. A child could beat her.
And that's not an over-exaggeration.
I wish. From what they said, it's well, from what we've seen of them too. And Valeria was a formidable fighter, and well, she fixed Ultra Girl,
Fixed how?
stabilized her change.
So she's Ultra Girl all the time.
Well, when she loses all her power, so part of the dungeon, as we call it,
Right.
she was drained of all her powers, which is stored
And her
anyway.
batteries.
Mountains straining cloth, impossible greatness there. Womanhood is big.
Insightful, correct.
That's a good one.
And she was drained. She couldn't change form, and then they fixed her.
Right.
Once she charged herself up, she was able to go back into Lisa Steele, and then her form's locked. She's
There's basically no more Lisa Sternbach.
yeah, that's got to be a problem too, especially since she was kidnapped again from the house.